Here we go. Hello, Steven. How are you doing?
I'm. You have no idea how it is. I'm in the middle of beauty pageant right now. What do you expect? But I hope my eyes doesn't look
You
so
look
tired.
you look
But
great always.
no, thank you.
For people who don't know what it takes to run a major beauty pageant, so just give us a little bit of your reality behind the scenes. Right now, what are you dealing with?
Well, right now, actually, the main focus right now so far is that since we are almost like a week away from the finals, so we are now focusing more on the production side, trying to beat deadlines such as videos and stuff like that. Prior to this, it was really a struggle as well, especially with the visa of the delegates coming here. That was the main struggle before coming to Japan. And then once the girls started to come, it starts to sink in. Then we are focusing on the food. We really have to feed the girls properly. That is really very important. And we have to make sure that their health is well taken care of. We have to make sure that they don't we don't jeopardize or we don't compromise their health and their safety at the same time. That is more than the more than making noise or making becoming a social media sensation. We're just really more concerned about the welfare of the ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you as well because since last year you had a promotion, so your implication within the pageant.
Yeah, I did. I was promoted last April. I'm very thankful for that one. But of course, when you are being promoted, then at the same time you are given more responsibility. And last year, I was just more about behind the scenes sort of thing. I could do the marketing, I could do the social media stuff. But nowadays, I don't even have the time to check my own social media account. If you look at my Instagram, the last update there was when. But it is what it is. You get more responsibility and you have to focus on the more important things. Yeah.
One of the things, with you being promoted and having a little bit more control over what's going on, we talk about new changes to Miss International and how this is kind of a new era, but like still respecting, the core values of Miss International and keeping the essence. So, what are some of the changes that the fans can expect from Miss International?
Well, I think we have been very transparent about it. I guess since the time that we have decided not to include the swimsuit presentation on stage, we were very open about it. There were negative opinions again. There were some opinions against it. There were also some positive opinions about it. But we are not scrapping out the swimsuit evaluation. Actually, we don't even want to call it a swimsuit evaluation. We want to call it like more a physical fitness evaluation. Because this year, instead of the Best in Swimsuit award, we're gonna award the Miss Fitness. So you don't judge someone's if someone is physically fit or not through a swimsuit alone, although it has become a tradition for beauty pageants to do that, and I do respect other pageants doing such thing, and probably it's what really clicks. But for us, we are just more concerned about the health, the overall well-being of the lady. So that's one thing and also at the same time we are trying to incorporate some changes, because if we pull out one aspect of the pageant, which is swimsuit, and I know a lot of people really like watching the swimsuit round, but we have to introduce something new as well. So there will be a little bit of changes, but we still stick with the core value of Miss International, which is cultural understanding, friendship, camaraderie, and all that.
Awesome. I think that there have also been some efforts to perhaps bring the pageant to a different country, maybe next year, maybe in the future. So is that something that you see happening more often for the pageant?
Well, we're working on that one as well, but at the same time, a lot of our national directors are actually appealing that we should stay in Japan, because there's really something special about holding it in Japan. That what makes Miss International really a lot more special, and also that is one thing that we are so proud of, because the girls, the delegates who come here to Japan and become part of the Miss International legacy, they do learn a lot about Japanese culture, about the Japanese discipline, about how clean the country is, and so that they could apply what they have learned by coming here to their respective countries, because we hopefully one of them will eventually become political figures or leaders or business person or entrepreneurs in their country, and become a good role model when they come back. And regardless of the result, we We really want them to be happy about their experience. Then at one point in their life they were in Japan, and that changed their lives and that changed their outlook in life, and they want to serve their country for the better.
Awesome. I think that contrary to what a lot of people might think, because sometimes pageant fans love pageants, but they don't really know how pageants work. You don't really have a power of decision of who wins the pageant or anything per se. It's really the judges.
Yeah.
But ideally, what is the type of girl that you would work with in the upcoming year as a title holder?
Well, that's a very good question, because this year, me and Jasmine, both of us were so busy this year. I don't think it has happened before. And even for just a short period of time, only 10 months, that Jasmine has reigned as Miss International. She has been to so many countries, and she has impacted the lives of so many people around. So at the same time, we realized that we really have to change as well with our mechanics in choosing the winner. And that's the reason why we are trying to introduce something different. Probably this will connect to the previous question that you had regarding the changes that we have, because this year we're going to have a preliminary Q&A, which we never did before. And we're going to do a question and answer round in the final 7. So instead of a prepared speech, what we were doing in the previous years, we were going to do a Q&A, primarily because we realized that, with the trips that we had with Jasmine this year, we really need someone who could speak and represent our organization in various press conferences. We were just so lucky that we had Jasmine as a winner. It could be anyone else actually, but we are just blessed and fortunate enough to have winners who are very eloquent, and Bint was also a very good winner back in 2019. So this year we're gonna have Q&A. I don't know what's gonna happen, because it's gonna be the first time we're gonna do it. So I don't want to expect a lot, but at the same time we are looking forward to that. I hope. I hope you guys also will look forward to that, and don't pray for someone to bomb her questions so that it becomes a YouTube sensation or whatnot. But well, our ladies here are very smart and they are intelligent, so I think they're gonna do a good job.
So is it safe to say, because before, right, we had the statement, of course, from Miss International, is it safe to say that now, because there's Q&A, we're looking for also a woman who is not only beautiful and like the typical, Miss International we always talk about, but who can also express herself clearly, eloquently, and all of those things, or it's just a bonus?
Well, it's the time has changed. Every year, our national directors they do a really good job of sending us beautiful women, like on the physical aspect, exterior. But we're blessed and we're happy, and everyone is beautiful in their own rights. And with the new changes here, with the thing that we are introducing, like for example, we're looking for someone who is smart and who could actually speak her mind, and at the same time be able to represent our organization, not just during international trips, but also in their country, because we don't house the winner here in Japan for a year. They go back to where they're from, and then that's where they serve. And only when we need them that we go to different countries and we promote our organization and we support our national directors. So yes, it really helps. We really need someone who could be a good spokesperson.
You and I have talked about that before, so I fully understand the vision of Miss International, as in like the girl comes, competes, wins, go back to her country, her life, and then she adjusts based on the needs, right? But a lot of people still don't understand that, and especially with everything that is going on in pageantry in the world, they think that Miss International should change or adapt to whatever is going on with other pageants. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I actually I respect people's opinion about how they want certain pageants to be run, but we believe that we believe in the career advancement of women, and we don't believe that pulling out one girl from the country and let her stay here in Japan for 1 year would be beneficial for her.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good because she's Miss International for 1 year, but after the reign, what? That is more important to us because, for example, you lose 1 year serving your country or being in your country, you lose 1 year of your career. How can you come back to your country? And I don't think a legitimate company would be very happy to have a girl who will just get out and then come back a year later. Or even, it doesn't even matter whether it's a male or female. Even, for example, me, who would hire someone like me who would say, okay, I'll be out for 1 year and I'll be back here. Will you still accept me? Even for men, it's not, right? So that's the reason why, and also for studies, we don't want to jeopardize the studies of if she's a student, for example, pull her out for 1 year, let her stop her schooling, and then after that, what? And also that is one reason why we try to make our pageant period shorter at the same time. The shorter, the better. Why? Because any legitimate company who has an employee would not be very happy for someone who will be out of the country for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And then just come back and then, hey, I'm back. If you are a reputable company, you would not even in normal sense. I'm not just talking about pageant girls. I'm talking about, for example, a regular employee like me. Like, hey, I want to have a 1 month vacation. I will be out of. That's
realistic, yeah.
That's realistic speaking. So that's why we want to make it short so that at least we'll get quality contestants. Because the only girls, well, I'm not speaking in general, because if you try to impose a 3 week or 4 week or 1 month quarantine for the girls, just for the pageant, you'll end up with some who have no career, either someone who has no career, or no real career, or someone who doesn't go to school or quit school, and that's the kind of girl you get, because who leaves work for a month?
Yeah, that's true. So talking to you, one of the things that keeps on coming back is, the professional part of it, the education part of it, their careers. So it seems like Miss International looks really for a type of woman who is invested in her career.
That's true, yeah.
Education, right?
Yes.
So do we care so much about, let's say, like pasarela and like runway and stuff like that? Like, of course, that's part of a pageant. But do you think that's a deal breaker? Let's say if someone was seen as a potential,
that's the thing. That's the tricky part, because a lot of girls here, they come here, they had a wonderful pasarela, they have wonderful catwalk, but somehow when it's Miss International, they change, they adapt. They're like, oh, I should be Miss International. I should walk this way. And we never set such a rule. I think it's just their stereotype about Miss International. And we end up with girls, almost everyone, having the same walk. Having the same like demure walk because, okay, this is Miss International. But we never say such thing to them. Like they do it themselves. So that's the reason why every year we just look at you review the show and then you end up seeing everyone has the same walk. Nobody takes risk, I think. And I don't think there are some, I'm sure there are some girls, probably this year there will be someone who would take the risk. But I don't think there are most of the girls who come here. Unfortunately, they're not being themselves. They don't really show their real self because they're trying to adapt to like, okay, we have to be very Japanese or something. But this year we have 5 foreign judges versus 6 Japanese, so it's like almost a half thing this year. So I don't know if the super Japanese kind of walk would actually click to our judges. Even though we have 6 Japanese judges, one of them is actually more foreigner than she is Japanese. So I think there will be more of the majority this year will be more about what foreigners are looking for a winner. Yeah.
I even remember when you talked about it on Twitter, when Unveiling Pilipinas crowned Angelica Lopez, who in her country was seen as not the Miss International prototype.
The typical, yeah.
And then you said, nobody said that we're looking for a prototype. She won that night because of a performance.
Oh, she was wow. Right? Angelica was wow. Did you see her walk?
She was amazing.
Oh my goodness.
So maybe that's the thing for them to keep in mind, you know, not just for girls from a specific country, but from everywhere, you know, just to be yourself and show the best that you have to offer and not to necessarily adapt to a mold, right?
I know, you know, so there was actually, this is very tricky. Yeah, it's because, I said tricky second time around, because it's really very tricky, because sometimes, even our chairperson, Ms. Shimomura, there was one time when we had a meeting, one-on-one meeting, that she asked me, like, why is it that in Miss International, majority of the girls are wearing white gown? And it's like, yeah, because that's what they think is the typical Miss International. And it's like, there's no such thing. Like, the reason why we choose someone with white gown is because majority of the girls are wearing white gown. So chances are, the odds are, someone wearing white gown would win because many are wearing it. But we never set a rule that, you know, a white gown or a light pastel gown should win. It just so happened that majority, or like say 90%, are actually wearing that kind of gown, and if they end up as a winner, it's because mathematically or statistically speaking, they have the high possibility of winning.
Awesome. Last question for you.
Yeah.
So, what's the next chapter of Miss International? You obviously have a huge legacy. You know, you're considered one of the top pageants in the world. Where do we go from here, especially under your supervision now and with your leadership?
Oh, we're just taking it one step at a time. We are not too ambitious. We're just happy with our national directors who are very cooperative, and we are happy with the developments going on around the world. We have Binibining Pilipinas, we have Portelles Indonesia, we have Señorita Colombia, Señorita Panama, we have Star Hellas, Miss Hellas. We have all these national pageants, Miss Cambodia as well. We have the national pageants who send their main winner to our annual event, and from there, you know, we're just taking it easy, slowly, and we respect each of our national directors, and they're really doing a good job. Even Canada has its own Miss International Canada now. We're so happy about that, and hopefully from there, you know, hopefully just this positive energy, you know, the good thing that are things that we are having, we just all we need to do is also to give back to our national directors, you know, because they are working so hard. It's not just our own personal effort, it's like really a mutual effort between us and our national directors. We're just helping each other uplift the brand of Miss International all over the world, because there are so many beautiful many beautiful women that have become part of the Miss International legacy. And hopefully one of them will become a really big, influential political or business figure in the future. We don't really look for someone who will become a celebrity. Yeah.
Of course. Awesome. Thank you so much, Steven.
Yeah, thank you.
For, I mean, as I said earlier, some of these things we have already talked about, but for the audience, for people who might not be so familiar, it's always valuable. So everyone go support. So they can, this year the show will be live streamed, or they have to buy tickets, or how does it work?
No, it's gonna be free live stream this year. So hopefully more people will watch our
go.
pageant.
Let's go, everyone. Okay.
And we are hoping that there will be more people who come to Yoyogi Gymnasium on October 26th and cheer for your delegate, because the more cheer you give your delegate, the high chance of her winning, especially with the development going on. What is happening with our pageant, you know, it could influence the judges.
We'll keep that in mind. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're super busy, so
okay,
I
thank
really
you so much.
appreciate it, Steven.
Thank you.